Chapter 4: A whole new world. Business in future is going to be filled day for everyone with talent because they will no longer be forced to exit within the confines of old guard institution. For example, everyone who is screaming to be journalists is dead because newspaper and magazine are folding insane. Is the old platforms are in trouble, but that's the best thing that could happen to journalists. The good ones, anyway. The platforms are seeking because the readers are going online, which means that the ad money is going to online. So, of the, of course, the journalists should go online too, but their opportunity not as work for hire, where the scramble to earn a few bucks here, a few bucks that writing pieces for the various online publications, not as stuff writing, earning pennies while the companies keep the disproportionate amount of the ad revenue brought in on the bucks of the poorly paid talent. Unlike people is most skilled journalists and are constantly building brand equity through their work. So all talented journalists have to do is take advantage of the technology and culture. Shift that thinking in the media platforms like Lackey Sips go into the business for themselves and crush it. I make it sound so easy, right? I know it's not. But guess what? It's the future and those journalists and the reporters who get wise to the truth and ones who are going to survive. Now, some reporters or journalists are probably not business savvy enough to launch a new business. The rare combination of firmly entrepreneurial spirit and the reporting job could team up at a form of killer online news service without any rich developed partnership at all. They are going to win a really big, but journalists with the less business sense but massive talent won't be left out in the cold. I guarantee that the most business developers recognize the huge potential in the market. They are going to start recruiting top talented to join them in the venture. What might these ventures look like? We have already seen that small, lean, tiny business models like Politico.com, Real Clear Political.com, RakingAlpha.com, MiniVillage.com can work. The new generation of online news is going to be more democratic. Maybe we will see four-person journalist staff teams up to the fifth business partner to create the dailyscoop.com. Everyone owns a 20% stake in the company. Obviously, you can have 40% team and everyone has just a fewer points. They weren't reporting breaking news at first. Let's be honest, how much of what you read to the paper these days so the day before online on the TV, whether they will focus on using social media or from the provocative analysis, they're doing that for a year and build up the cash flow through the advertising, which would be extreme in because we all know money follows eyeballs, and these guys are good enough to draw a lot of viewers. With enough revenue in place, they could eventually be able to hire more great journalists and launch a investigative reporting. These reporters won't get paid 80,000 bucks to go to the Afghanistan. They will get a paid 7% equity, $30 million per year business that only going to grow and grow. That some of the reporting from Afghanistan will came up from the someone local arm with a combination cell phone flip cam. They are coming you watch who streams the new life. There are a lot of other ways these new business could play out. What stopped the 10 most popular journalists at the Wall Street Journal from the winding together in conjugation with a business partner to create their own online all-star team? Or maybe they could launch an online newspaper on which every time an article gets clicked, so the journalist who wrote it gets $2. Sure, there will be writers who might try to game an system, and ethical questions will inevitably come up. But everyone who goes down the path of the going to get exposed, guaranteed and agenda, there's no place for us to hide. News is also going to be get more local, and we are going to see news purposely. There will be no any not personal brand. There will be a personal brand called the News Maverick, and the new version of the Galileo Rebecca, who became known to jumping fences, which is cell phones, flip can, and breaking major stories. What will be the word? Plenty. New can have function under the communistic regime, but capitalism always wins. Guys can argue with me and say that these are the model demean and training and insane education it takes to be great journalists. And perhaps that's true. But crying about how things should be insane and embracing how things are turned to anyone any good and changes affecting the new business are permanent. Fundamental supply of the demand is shifting. Quantity is up, price is down, which means the cost structure has been changed dramatically. And like it or not, many people respect for the equity reporting has eroded. This suspects me as much as the next guy, but the fact is that the trend that has more having huge impact on the business that needs to be noticed and assessed, explore and analyze all the sides of the story with the depth it deserves. The unfortunately require many ways more space than the book allows, but I assure you, this is how things are going to roll. The only argument I got to debate, by the way, from the journalist and individual with emotions at the attachment of the idea of ink on paper and the romance of sipping a cup of coffee while reading the Sunday Times. Most people, most business people know I'm right. If the traditional platform are sinking ships, then journalists are sailors who need to pump. They are not strong enough to get the new ship. Yes, they are going to drown. But those who are great swimmer are going to sail very very far. That's a way we will just always play and always will. It's truth at the heart of the book. The game is changing and your opportunity is huge if you take it. The middleman has not yet been eliminated, but we are getting there. A lot have been made in how the music and news industries have been turned upside down by the internet technology. But anyone who thinks the revolution is going to stop there is nature. The massive sea change that is rocking and the news industry is going to rock every industry that relies on human interaction, and can you think of any business that isn't in some way department on human interaction? I can't. The changes that I will brought by the internet are fundamentally transformative to content and commerce and the printing press. It's a whole new world holding a personal brand and get ready for it. Plan your future now. If you don't plan ahead and decide where you want to go, you are in big trouble. My feeling is that no matter how much you like your job, you should aim to leave it and grow your own brand and business partner with someone to do so, because as long as you are working for someone else, you will never be living entirely true to yourself and your passion. That said, I will never tell anyone to quit their job. especially if they are got other people to support. Family first. Remember, I will, however, tell you to start planning to quit your job if you can't answer yes to the following checklist. Are you happy with your present job? Like really happy? Like you don't bitch and moan every Monday morning about how much you wish it was Friday night? Do you work for a company that allows you to have a public persona either about the field of your true name, passion, which when I am showing, I will have convinced you to be one of the same, but I will cut you the same slack for now. In other words, are you allowing to have a blog, a Twitter account, or otherwise brand yourself in the public eye with an identity that is separate from that of the corporation? Some interests like finance and law will not allow this. If your passion is finance or law, do what you love. Your field is enough to make that sacrifice. Do you think you will love it as much as 10, 20 years and not regret missing out all of the opportunities internet and social media? If you are not allowing a developed public person at work, you are allowing to do the during your personal time. If your answer number to number 2 and 3, I don't care how happy you are now. You should do everything you can to find another place to work or start the groundwork to launch your own business because eventually you are going to suffocate. Any company that claps down for its best talent doesn't allow them to talk to the public and holding that talent back from where the business world is going and you don't want to left behind. Without the freedom of the developed personal brand, you will find yourself as a strong disadvantage to the competition that will have pumping out the content and making a name for themselves. If you are not happy in your job, but you can still build brand equity at work or at home by blogging or creating podcasts about what you love, I still want you to plan to leave and launch your own business because life is way too short to spend it working in job and don't love. I am not worried about you, so as I am about someone who is happy but not allowed to talk to the public because as long you are creating content and building your brand, you are building future opportunity. But if you are not happy at work and fakeless and have been forbidden to talk about your passion to the world, get the hell out and soon you can. You have got no chance otherwise of creating a personal brand and without one, you are professionally dead in the water. Look, financial security is important, but if you love snackers and you know more about them and are more passionate about them than everyone else on earth, you can make money talking about them. I believe that with every ounce of my soul. Recently, Tara Singh announced she was quitting her day job to devote herself entirely to the blondechickboutique.com, where she is building a passionate community of the fiber growing and the artisans. She sells hand dyeing organic yarn and blogs about knitting, dyeing, and other domestic art. She is really crushing it. Why can't you? That's it, guys. We will see you in next chapter. Hope you find it quite right. Keep subscribing. Stay cool.